All right, guys, today I want to talk about the kinetic chain and how you can use your entire body to generate more power. How you can use your legs to contribute to the power going into the shot, which is very difficult for people to do because a lot of people, they use their legs, they jump, but that kinetic chain, there's a missing link. So it goes legs, they pause or they're on the way down, and then they swing their arm at the ball. So that what they're doing with their legs is not really contributing into the power going into the ball. It does help to get a little bit higher if you jump, but it's not really helping you to hit an efficient, effective serve. Now, what will happen when you are someone who is on the way down, you'll end up landing in this position. It'll be very hard to rotate your body because you've jumped, all the energy is lost, and now you're having to move your arm at the ball. It's very hard to sort of jump through the hit and land in this position, which is what you'd see the pros do, and they're only able to achieve that because they're jumping through the strike. But yes, they will be, a lot of people watching this video will be serving something like this, where they end up being on the way down as they're hitting, and then this leg ends up out here. I want you to check this. I want you to video yourself and see if you are on the way down as you're striking the ball. And one thing to look at is your right hip. The head can be a little deceiving. People can drop their head or pick up their feet. I mean, you can probably see if your feet are on the way down, but definitely check out this right hip. We want to feel like this right hip is on the way up. It's at its highest point when you strike. If you watch someone like Roger Federer, he's going to be hitting and that hip's going to keep continuing to go up and up and up. But again, a lot of people watching this video will be up, their body will be dropping as they're striking the ball. And as I've mentioned in the past, that would be like doing a fadeaway jump shot at basketball. You're on your way down, you're not going to be able to throw that ball very far. So we need to look for ways of involving the legs and again, having it contribute into what's going on in the top half of the body. What people tend to do, especially if I point out that they're on the way down, is use their legs more. That sounds like a good idea, but by just loading and jumping high and that doesn't solve the kinetic chain issue. It might have its advantages because you're putting a little bit more energy into it somehow. You're getting higher, which has its benefits of serving from a lot higher, avoiding the net, stuff like that. But again, we're talking about the kinetic chain. And what we need to do is, instead of thinking about loading, is think about involving the legs and having the legs get that energy going through the rest of the body and into the racket. So for me, it's almost like a dance move. I can feel the kinetic chain coming through the body. If you watch the right side of my body, and I'm throwing with this side, it's coming through my right leg here and into the arm. It's not this broken chain where there's a pause in the middle. Now, I can feel this when I'm serving, and I think that's what you guys are going to have to try and do. There's no quick fix for this. If it was easy, everyone would be doing it, but there's a lot of people that are still on the way down because it's difficult. But again, think about it as you're dancing your way through, and you try and get as much movement going through the body as you can, rather than jumping and squatting and then jumping. That's not really a rhythmic move where you feel this energy sort of going through the body. I'm not very good at that, but you get the point. So as I'm serving here, I want to feel it coming through my legs first, so it's my legs and then my arm. Now, what I like to do when I'm serving is throw it quite low, and that's actually helped me to get the smooth coordination, the kinetic chain, because there's no stopping and starting. Like, people who throw it really high have to kind of pause in a bit before they get stuff going. There's nothing wrong with that, but personally, I like to throw it low, and that helps me to feel that rhythm. So you can play around with how you throw it. You can also play around with staying on the ground, because it just makes it a little more simple. But What I find happens when I ask people to stay on the ground is if you have the issue of being on the way down as you're serving, even though you're on the ground, you'll still be on the way down as you're hitting it. And what'll happen is this. Let me try that again. So you'll go down, up, and then you'll kind of be peaked too soon. So legs will go down, up, and then you'll hit. So I'm like up here for too long. I'm using my legs and it's up, and it's too long on my tiptoes. Instead of feeling like the highest point is as I hit the ball. All right, I'm going up to strike it, and there's no delay where I'm getting up on my toes and then kind of losing that momentum, losing that energy. So whether you're staying on the ground, whether you're jumping, the contact needs to be going through the legs and up. That was a bit off, right? I can feel myself when my timing is not that great. That timing was pretty good. So this is about feeling that there's no pauses. And as I say, it's a little different if you throw it high. You'll have to kind of go, you'll have to change the rhythm of it, but there still should be no pauses. Someone who throws the ball high will just have to be a little bit slower and kind of winding it up in some place, but keep everything moving. If you think about this as this move through the body, you got a good chance of fixing it. If you think about it in terms of loading and using your legs and jumping, there's a good chance you'll never fix the kinetic chain. Now, I watched a video from Andy Roddick talking about how he serves, how he gets all that power, and he's all about using the legs, using the legs. If you've got a great kinetic chain, using your legs is going to be really helpful. That's going to give you some extra power. But if your kinetic chain is a bit out of whack and you have a missing link, go find that link, go figure out that coordination, and then start to power up the serve with your legs. For now, just move your legs like this. Feel like they're involving, they're moving the hips, right? And they're moving the shoulders. This is what it should feel like, not loading, all right? So go practice that. Think about it as this coordinated dance move. And if you have any problems, you have any issues, you can always contact me via tpatennis.com. That'll allow you to send me your video. But hopefully this helps, and I'll talk to you soon. Cheers.